Oh yes, guys, the bulls keep pushing higher on the lower time frames. As you remember, we are bearish on the weekly. We're below the 50-week moving average. So overall, on the big time frame, Bitcoin doesn't look too good. However, there is room for a relief rally, as you know. And if you zoom in and you go on the lower time frame, you find something interesting, because here on the daily, for example, you have two things which are important. Number one, you do have a new bull trend, which is very good. Normally, the last 5 to 20 days. The problem is that we've been in a massive bear pressure cooker. So in the past, these bull trends, they got killed so fast. So let's see how long this one lasts. But normally it is between 5 and 20 days. So we have a new trend here, but most importantly, we do have a potential double bottom on the daily right here. How far up can this pattern take us? We can have a very simple measurement here to see approximately where we would end up if it is the case that we see continuation here, which it does look like it. And as you can see here, we will be touching the 50 EMA quite exact on the daily. So that's a trade setup that you can basically take and use. But what's interesting here is that we would be getting quite close. If this plays out, we would be getting quite close to the 50-week moving average, okay? This is important because this is where in the last bear, if you look at the last bear, this is where we got rejected in the last bear on a big time frame. So now looking at the big time frame, you see this very nice confluence between the low time frame and the high time frame, where in case we get to the 50-week, this is going to be a meeting with destiny. I mean, Bitcoin will really have a big meeting with destiny there, because Bitcoin needs to either break it or go into bear, go into big bear market. And chances are, if you look at the probabilities, when you are in bear trend and when you're below the 50-week, is going to be resistance. So the probability is that it's going to likely be rejected, but anything can happen. It's probability. It doesn't mean 100%, but with the highest likelihood. So let's see how that unfolds. But all in all, this is the current situation on the weekly and on the daily. Looking at the macro backdrop, what's happening with the stock market? Stock market is pushing higher. We have a positive day on the stock market. Likely gonna go into the all-time high territory very soon, price discovery. But watch out for that, because if we see a fake out, just like Bitcoin had the fake out here, that we had this fake all-time high that then collapsed into a brutal fall, we don't want to see the same with the stock market. So keep an eye here. In case we go just above the previous high and then a massive drop down, quick drop down, be careful, because then it could be the fact that Bitcoin has been front running S&P a bit here when it comes to the drawdown. So we're definitely keeping an eye here, but the trend now is super green, super bullish. So with highest likelihood, it will continue in a strong way to the upside. As you can see, we're putting a lot of weight on the trend. The trend is your friend, always. That's why in a green trend, we're likely to continue up. In a red trend, in a bear trend, like we see here, likelihood is that we continue lower, okay? Just based on probabilities, because we're in a red trend. So that's with Bitcoin, that's with the S&P. Looking at other things such as MicroStrategy, this one has been bleeding and like never before. It's been quite a crazy bleed. It broke below this support, multi-year support, you can say, from 2024, and then took elevator down. A bit of consolidation here, and the next support is gonna be the 200-week moving average at 140. Let's see what's going to happen here. There's a lot of discussions now with Sailor and MSCI index, as you know, whether MicroStrategy will still be in the MSCI index or not. It's a big discussion. Will they be allowed to stay? Because if they get kicked out of the MSCI, there's going to be a lot of outflow from the stock, approximately 8 billion. Estimations are pointing towards 8 billion in outflow. So the conclusion here, guys, is that we've been risk off since October 8th. It's been playing us very nicely. I mean, we've been, we're in the perfect position now. We're in the perfect position now to wait and see how this market develops. whether Bitcoin reaches the 50-week moving average, and most importantly, what it's gonna do once it reaches the 50-week moving average, because that's a big resistance. But on the lower time frames, you do have more and more bullish arguments being created for that push towards the 100k, approximately 100k. I mean, according to this measurement, it's going to stop at around 98. But with the momentum, it could push higher without any issue and tap that 50-week moving average, which sits at 102 approximately. So guys, a quick evening check-in. Let me know if you like this shorter evening check-ins. Check the links below for the different exchanges that I use. You'll see Bybit, you'll see Wix, you'll see all of the different ones here. Smash up the like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. Check out bullmania.com, the first link in the description, if you want to get trained by me and learn the techniques we use to start de-risking on October 8th, basically at the very top of the market. So see you very soon. See you tomorrow morning. Smash up the like, and goodbye, guys. Goodbye.